A comparison of the pitching lines between the two young right-handers tonight. Harden, 7 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, 99 pitches. Bonderman, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 6 walks, 1 intentional, only 2 strikeouts, and 105 pitches. And also a comment on Sanchez tonight. He had 2 base hits swinging away, but he also had 2 bunts, one of which was a base hit and the other would have been, except the umpire missed the call at first base. And he's a constant threat at the top of this order. And in fact, in the bottom of the first inning, his presence was felt. He wasn't bunting this time. He singled left field, and Guillen, who was hitting in the number 2 spot, was up next. And Sanchez thought he'd test Harden's quickness to the plate and Adam Melhu's ability to throw him out. At the belt, the pitch on the way, runner going, pitch taken, throw by Melhuse, and he is out at second base. Excellent throw by Melhuse. Had it right in the glove of Crosby to apply the tag, and Sanchez is gunned down.
Well, Adam Melhuse has had unbelievable footwork ever since he has been here, and like he did last year when the A's clinched the division, a perfect throw to second base, just right out from behind the plate. Had to be on the money, and it was. Great tag by Crosby at second, but that's a big boost right there.
The two teams dueled, or the two pitchers, I should say, dueled through 4 innings in scoreless fashion. Harden had to turn back a 2-on and 1-out situation later in that first inning. He had to do the same thing in the third. Meantime, Bonderman actually had cleaner innings than Harden. A walk in the first inning, a single in the third, another walk in the fourth, and that was about all there was. The action in the fourth inning with the Tigers batting in the bottom of the fourth came with Pena singling, and then that was as a leadoff man, Higginson, Inge, and Munson coming up, and right away Harden got out the strikeout pitch.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Off speed that time. Splitter, Ray?
So I think it was a slider, Kenny. It had the movement more kind of flat, a little down, but in fact it was at 84. Higginson geared for the mid-90s fastball and struck him out looking for a slider, or looking at a slider in his first at-bat. Got him again here.
That's the 4th strikeout for Rich Harden.
And Harden continued to strike out the side, blowing away Brandon Inge and Eric Munson to end that 4th inning threat. In the top of the 5th, with that scoreless tie still in order, it didn't last long as Melhuse led off the inning with his second at-bat. Melhuse drove one to the warning track and left the first time. There's another one hit high and deep to left center. That is deeper yet, and that is gone. A home run. Adam Melhuse, opposite field. And that breaks the scoreless tie as the A's have the 1-0 lead in the 5th in Detroit. Home run number 3 for Melhuse, the 7th this year off Bonderman. One little problem Harden had tonight was throwing strikes to the 9th man in the order, Omar Infante, who started at second base for Fernando Vina, who had a tight hamstring. He walked on 4 pitches in the 3rd. He led off the 5th, and lo and behold, he walked on 4 pitches in this inning. And that created a problem because Sanchez was the next hitter. And the next pitch, he shows bunt, pushes it first base side. Hatterberg has it. Here comes Harden, and it's not in time. Holy Toledo. This is a clinic the man is putting on these last 2 nights. Everybody in the ballpark, most of all the Athletics, know he wants to bunt, and he finds the perfect place, places it there as if he took it out and dropped it with his hand.
And that time he deliberately bunted the ball so that Hatterberg would have to field it.
Then they were sacrificed up to second and third by Carlos Guillen, bringing up Pudge Rodriguez, and he's the guy the Tigers want in these situations. From the stretch, the pitch, and there's a soft liner behind second. McLemore knocks it down. Here comes a run in to tie the game. And over to third base goes Sanchez. It was a little humpback liner. McLemore going back on the outfield grass, tried to time the jump while going back. Just a piece of it. It fell to the turf. Infante scored. And now with runners at first and third, we have a 1-1 game. Harden, though, responded with what he needed. He got the ground ball off the bat of Rondell White, 6-4-3 double play, end of inning, and we had a tie ball game. The A's missed an opportunity in the 6th, partly because they didn't get the key hit, partly because one ball that was smoked was caught on an excellent play at first base by Carlos Pena. Walks to Chavez and A fielder's choice and an error put runners at first and third with one out. And that's when Hatterberg came up, and it looked like he had already put him in front. Inside setup by Brandon Inge. The pitch, swing and a line drive. Caught by Pena. A dive at first, but no double play. Somehow Dye managed to get back as he and Pena were a companion pair diving for first base. That was nothing but a blur. Then Durazo walked to fill him up, but this time Melhuse grounded into a force out, and we continued with a 1-1 ball game going on to the 7th inning of the contest. And it was in the 7th, the A's were finally able to push across the run they needed. It started with a Crosby single with one out, and then brought Mark Kotsay to the top of the order to see if he could keep the thing going.
Now Bonderman set. Delivers the 1-0 line drive, one hopper, and through into right center for a base hit. Around second is Crosby. He goes to third. Kotsay's at first, and the A's have runners at first and third with one away. That ball just kind of ate up the second baseman in front. Say a one hopper. He went to the backhand side, and the ball just went by him into right center.
You've heard of matadors, haven't you?
Yeah.
And that's what he did. He had enough time to get his body in front of the ball. At least would have knocked it down. But tried to go to his side, and it's the worst thing he could have done. Great break for the A's. First and third, see if they can score now.
Well, Bobby Kelty took care of that.
So now it's Crosby at third. At first base is Mark Kotsay. Bobby Kelty, switch hitter, batting left. The infield up the middle, plays for two. At third, Munson even with the bag and pulled over in the hole. And the pitch is swung on and lifted to deep right field, but it's playable. Drifting back is Higginson. That will score the run. Higginson makes the catch. Crosby tags at third to score. A sac fly by Bobby Kelty, and the A's take a 2-1 lead.
And Harden came out to try to shut him down in the 7th inning and maintain that lead and got 2 quick outs. But then Sanchez caused trouble with a single to center field, and with Guillen batting, Sanchez stole second base, and there he was, just a base hit away from being home to tie the game, as Guillen, one of the solidest hitters on the ball club, did his best.
He's checking to get his sign. Sanchez with a blazing speed takes his lead from second. Melhuse sets up away. And the 2-2 to Guillen is swung on and missed. He got it with a fastball at 96. And Harden preserves the lead with a strikeout of Carlos Guillen, his 8th K tonight. And the Tigers leave Sanchez at second.
That was his 8th and final strikeout, as the bullpen would take it the rest of the way. There wasn't another base runner tonight in the game. Steve Collier retired 6 A's over 2 innings. Chad Bradford and Ricardo Rincon took care of a 1-2-3-8. Arthur Rhodes came on to pitch the ninth, got a strikeout of the leadoff man Higginson, got Inge to hit back to the box on a one-hopper, and then the pinch hitter for Eric Munson, Greg Norton, trying to keep some hope alive. So Norton trying to become a base runner. The 3-2 pitch coming from Rhodes. Line drive right to second baseman Mark McLemore, and the A's have won the game. They've gone back over 500, and they've won 3 in a row for the first time in 2004. A line drive dead at McLemore at second. Ends a 1-2-3 ninth inning. And the final score, the Athletics 2 and the Tigers 1.